learning to please people at the expense of myself. As women, you know, I feel like we are expected to be polite and kind and accommodating. We don't want to rub people the wrong way for fear of being called like a bitch or a diva or difficult. And I've learned that that is the biggest disservice you could do, not just to yourself, but to other people as well.
And so do you view the fusion of the music of Rick Rubin and Run and those guys putting that music together, do you view that as a misstep in some way, or you're just viewing it as
not at all? Not at all. It set the precedent for, you know, how the culture is now global. Like that was the beginning of that, you know what I mean? It showed the potential of hip hop to sort of permeate into every, you know, nook and cranny of the world.
One of the words that really helped me out of my depression was abundance. Abundance and affirmation, you know what I'm saying? Like those two words single-handedly helped me. But I say abundance. Abundance is such a powerful word because abundance is something that we all have. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it could be measured differently, but we all have abundance. You know what I'm saying? We have the abundance of life every day. From the moment that we wake up and we're able to breathe, we're able to walk, we're able to, you know what I'm saying, see, we're able to hear. Like, you know, these things are abundance. You know what I mean? Once you can accept that on a day-to-day basis, it's like life kind of starts to open up for you. It's like, yeah, you might not have the most money, but you're abundant. Both of you guys are abundant in some area more than me. You know what I mean? And it's like, whatever that area is, it doesn't even matter. The fact is that we are plentiful.
Was there something that J. Cole taught you that has stayed with you?
Oh my God, I cried.
Why?
I think I was just overwhelmed. He's like literally my favorite rapper, and for a long time, you know, like music can take you back to places or back to times. There's a lot of memories that are attached to music. And I think in the time that Cole was coming up, I was like in high school and in college, and all of what he was saying just really kind of like resonated with me. I also used to live in Queens, so I just felt like, you know, because he went to St. John's. And I remember like skipping school one day when I moved back to London when he was doing the What Dreams May Come tour, which was Born Sinner. And I went and I stood outside like all day. I was number 19 in line. I told him all these embarrassing stories. But I cried really because, and I didn't cry in front of him. I went to the bathroom because I was like, I was talking to myself in the mirror like Issa Rae. Like, get it together.
Get it together, girl.
I was like, come on, hold it together. But I think I was just overwhelmed because I find it so satisfying almost when you meet someone and they are who you really think they are or what they put out in their music. And Cole was definitely one of those people. And I was just super appreciative. Like he was really, really, he welcomed me into his space, and it wasn't even just so let's do this music and like, that's it. We really sat down and chopped it up. And I think I was just like, wow, this is actually happening.
You were just telling Rosenberg that you don't consider yourself to be the music guy and that you're still looking for other creative mediums kind of to express yourself. Why don't you see yourself as the music guy?
I mean, if I knew the answer to that, then I could probably, you know, consider myself as such, but it's just not what I look at. You know, I don't have a lot of aspirations. Like, I don't have any accolades. And music is just a means of creativity, you know what I mean? So I don't limit myself to just that. You know, I didn't grow up wanting to be a musician or anything like that. But I appreciate music, of course, and it's afforded me a lot of space to figure things out, you know, a canvas to kind of figure stuff out. But I'm not, when you see the people who, you know, live and breathe music, and, you know, I got a lot of friends that, you know, wake up and go to sleep and thinking about music.
Right.
And I'm just not that person, so I can't say that I am if I'm not, especially when I know people that, you know, really live and breathe it, and that's not my day-to-day.
And what is Vince Staples like in the gym? Are you throwing the plates around? Are you like a...
Nah, that's for people. That's like some low self-esteem shit. I'm just like, I'm doing what I'm doing, man, and I get up out of there. I put everything back, you know what I mean? I wipe the stuff down, you know what I mean?
What's the biggest difference between working at a Bape store and working at Abercrombie & Fitch? And then how did each shape your personal style?
Working at the Abercrombie & Fitch store, the clothes sucked, and it wasn't like I was like proud to be wearing Abercrombie & Fitch. Like, their jeans were all right, I guess. But when I worked at the vape store, that was the first time I was like, oh man, like this is like actually some fresh shit. But like, you know, I was so poor when I got that job. So I didn't own any vape prior to working there. So I literally had the same brown Bathing Ape t-shirt and these jeans and these yellow Roadsters. And I had that for like 2 months, that outfit. And I used to ask my coworkers if I could borrow some of their clothes, and they would hold me down and let me borrow a hoodie or two. And working at that store was like the greatest to me. And at that time, like it was bigger than getting a record deal.
Yeah.
You know, like, and I really wanted a record deal at that time, you know, but it was like, well, shit, I got the vape store, I'm good, you know? Like it was such a major thing because of what it meant to the culture and what it was. Nigo came to the store with the Teriyaki Boys one time and I met them. Fast forward all the years later when we did the Complex magazine cover. So it was like this full circle moment, you know, just being around the God, you know, it was so cool, man, so cool.
I started working here in 2013. I just have so much appreciation because she knew that my dream was to become a singer, and she still supported me even though I was working here. And so I had opportunities to go to studio sessions, I had opportunities to tour, and unlike most jobs, I feel like she was really cool with me going and still being able to come back. I'll forever, you know, really appreciate you and love you for that. Because I know it's hard to, you know, have your employees go and balance those things.
You always had a passion for you always worked on your music, and that you also worked really hard for us also, and you're like our daughter.
Yeah, I think what's really cool is like it's a family here, and that's hard to find.
When did you realize, like, man, you know, I do need to see a therapist?
It was always in the back of my head because my mom is a mental health counselor.
Oh, hell.
So she always like instilled that in us, but it still took a certain point for me to just like, you know what, let me try it out myself. And then my peers around me, they always advocate for that as well.
Yeah,
so.
man. That's good to have that circle around you too.
Yeah.
And what made you, is it life things that you feel like man, I need therapy, I need to talk to someone?
Yeah, like everything just been happening fast, especially last year was a big year for me. And I think people don't really understand like how much of a transition that was.
Yeah.
Even from being a quiet kid to being like the next up, quote unquote, from LA, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just taking it all day by day.
Yeah. And how long have you been in therapy?
I'll say like 2 months now.
Yeah. Can you tell a difference now?
Yeah, I feel lighter.
Yeah.
Like I view the world differently. Like
This is delicious, by the way. What did you make me?
Oh, that's a pina colada. Let's get the vacation going.
Yeah,
get it started.
Is this your rum?
Yeah, Silver Ray rum.
You got
Try it.
I did. It's delicious.
Look at me. Look at that picture.
That's what this picture makes you do. You want to be on a hammock? Makes you want to have a pina colada. I haven't had a pina colada in I don't know how long.
Isn't
and I
that the
used
best?
to love walking in the rain.